Hey everybody, it's the test lead, and today is lesson 2 of the Typescript course. Today we're focusing on your development environment. We'll cover what is a development environment, installing everything you need for your development environment, and finally, writing your first program. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, let's get started. Lesson 2, Setting Up Your Environment. This lesson has 3 topics: understanding development environments, installation, and finally, writing your first program. Understanding development environments. Before you can write and run TypeScript code, you need a development environment, which is a setup that includes tools to write, compile, and execute your code. Why do you need a development environment? It allows you to write code in an organized way. It enables you to test your programs efficiently. And it provides helpful features like syntax highlighting and error detection. What are the components of a development environment? First, we have our text editor or IDE. This is where you write your code. For this course, we will be using Visual Studio Code because it's beginner friendly and has excellent TypeScript support. What are the components of a development environment? We have first, runtime environment. This is the software that runs your code. For TypeScript, which compiles into JavaScript, we use Node.js. Compiler. TypeScript code needs to be converted or compiled into JavaScript before it can run. The TypeScript compiler does this for you. Now for the installation. Step 1, we want to install Node.js. Go to the official Node.js website. Download the long-term support version and install Node.js by following the on-screen instructions. So here we are on the website. We're going to click on the LTS version. The download is starting, it's finished. So we're going to open it and follow this prompt. We're going to simply just click through it. This is part of the installation process. And now we are finished. We already have Python installed, so for this we can ignore it. Next, we're going to verify the installation. Go to your Windows Start, search for CMD, and a terminal will open here. Now type node-v, and now we'll return your node version number. We have version 22.11. Now let's check npm. So npm-v, and you see we have 10.9.0. So both were installed successfully. Next, we're going to install Visual Studio Code, which will be our IDE. Go to the official website, download the version for your operating system, and then follow the on-screen instructions for installing VS Code. So this here is the official website. We're gonna download for Windows because I have a Windows machine. If you have other operating systems, you can click here. And if you have a Mac, click here. If you have Linux, click here. So we'll start our Windows download. We'll then open our download. We'll accept the agreement. Make sure you add the path. Then just follow through the wizard. Now, let's launch Visual Studio Code. When you launch it, you should see a screen like this. Now, we can add some extensions to help us in our coding. We'll search for first ESLint. This helps us write clean code. Next, prettier. Next, search for JavaScript and TypeScript nightly. This one here, and install. Now, start a new terminal. Make sure it's CMD, which stands for Command Prompt and not PowerShell. Next, npm install-g TypeScript. Next, tsc-v, and that'll be your TypeScript version number. Next, we're going to create a TypeScript version file by doing tsc-init. Next, we're going to create a new file. So file, new file, and we'll save it as firstprogram.ts for TypeScript. Next, we're going to type our first program. We have let message string equal hello test lead. Next, console.log our message. Right now, this probably won't make a lot of sense to you, but in future lessons, we'll cover what this syntax means. So now let's save this and run our program. Run these last few commands as part of the setup. And this will help us run our TypeScript files directly. And now finally, run our program. And as we can see, now it printed what we had in our code to the terminal. Once again, our syntax probably doesn't make sense to you yet. We'll cover that in future lessons. But for right now, just focus on console.log, which basically just means print to the terminal. So whatever we pass in to this parameter will print in the terminal. So at this point, we successfully installed Visual Studio Code and Node, and everything is set up. Now we can run and build our TypeScript files. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you have any feedback, feel free to reach out. If you need help on your software testing journey, check out my website, thetestinglead.com. I have books and courses to help you on your software testing journey.